Hi everybody and welcome back. My name's Melissa and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is to learn to lead a simple life. I'm going to try and do something different with this video and editing, and it may be an absolute disaster, but I actually took a bunch of video of myself today doing a lot of my simple life things. I hung the laundry and it was just like the perfect day. It was warm with just a gentle breeze. The laundry dried in like 90-ish minutes, I would guess. And I actually was going to take a video of me taking it in, but I forgot to hit record, so you won't see that part, sorry. I watered my plants and I kind of checked on them. I am so excited. My tomatoes, so I started tomatoes, both cherry tomatoes and Amish paste tomatoes from seed. And I think the Amish paste tomatoes are going to kind of be like a Roma tomato look to them, based on like how they're growing. You'll see that because I actually did take a video of me watering, and you can hear the cicadas. It's not a cicada year, but where I live we have cicadas. So I've said some really weird things this week. I got really upset because I looked over and I had all these saplings and I was going to take them out of the ground anyways, but I was going to also try and I wanted to save one and transplant it, and the rest I figured having a little extra I could like kind of work it back and forth and kind of like pull it. I had like the extra leverage. So I got really upset and I was like, dude, when you mowed, what would possess you to come into my yard and cut down my trees? And the other guy was there. He's like, why would you do that to her? You like, see, she's completely redoing her yard. And he's also a gardener. And he's like, I didn't do any of that. And so they looked and they were so nice. And they came over. Apparently, the 7 saplings, the beavers decided to take down. So whoever told me that sound I was hearing on the lake was a beaver slapping its tail, you are absolutely right. It scares me every time. Another thing is, so we have this groundhog, and as you know, I'm redoing my yard and everything, so there's this like kind of wild corner that has like old trike thing, and my kids woke up one morning and here's this groundhog had pulled a log onto the trike and was just like playing with it. And how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Apparently none if it's got a trike to play on, because it became obsessed with it and played on it for like 15-20 minutes. And then later my kid found out that, so we had raccoons living under our shed. Then they like mysteriously disappeared, and I was like, oh well, maybe like the babies just got old enough and mom moved on, because I was going to do the whole like ammonia on a rag thing, which makes her not happy and then makes her move. But apparently now the groundhog is living under there. So another weird thing I said this week, oh, so the groundhog evicted the raccoon family, which is not something you would normally say. So there's that, and like there's just all of this wildlife. So I haven't seen a lot of bunnies this year. The bunnies have just kind of been like, I don't know, doing their thing, not in my yard as much. But I have such a wild yard. The groundhogs and the raccoons and the turtles and the beavers and the bunnies and the squirrels and the dragonflies and the turtles. I don't know, did I say turtles? I might have said that twice. And we have egrets and cranes, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So anyways, when I was doing the gardening, you could hear the cicadas and the birds, and it was just really peaceful. And I'm really excited because like the roots have gone clear down through the bucket into the thing, and like they're really really doing well. So it was just kind of peaceful. And then I had dug up the bushes, but by my shed, like 3 of the 4. I still have one hoster to go, but there was poison ivy in that one, so I had to stop. Uh, so I've been trying to get these roots out. They are horrible. Um, the one I kind of gave up and took a break on that area for about 3 or 4 weeks, and one of the roots that had been buried deep, that like had been all chopped up, is apparently an elm tree, because it has now, like, the root has branches growing out of it. So it's just crazy trying to get it, but I want that to be my root garden, so I don't want to use any plant killers or herbicides or anything in there that could damage my future roots. So I've been literally digging it up piece by piece, and so then I bought some cedar fence planks yesterday, and they are ready to go in. So I've kind of been like digging that area out to try and like get them set in, because I really do want to get my root veggies planted, because I want them to be able to like kind of, I want to have a fall harvest. So that was like just another peaceful thing I did. And then some weeding. So when I say a simple life, just so you know, simple life doesn't mean boring. I personally think it's pretty cool that I have a beaver who wants to help me with yard work, even if they do not necessarily listen and do what I want. And a groundhog that likes to play on an old trike, and all this wildlife. I like being able to be in the yard and hear the cicadas and the birds and everything. As long as the cicadas don't come near my hair, then I'm freaking out. It's just very peaceful and enjoyable, and I'm content. I mean, not all of my life is simple, but the simple parts definitely give me contentment. And then simple also doesn't mean easy. I am getting ready to, I'm picking out apple trees, because I originally wanted to do Cosmic Crisps and Honey Crisps. Cosmic Crisps are my favorite apple. So I typically eat about a Cosmic Crisp a day. And I found out that you can only get Cosmic Crisp apple trees in Washington. Like, they will not mail them out of state. So yeah. And I don't live in Washington. I don't even live close to Washington. It's not even like I'm like in Oregon or Idaho or something, where I could just like, or even like maybe Montana if I'm like at the top. And but so I've been trying to figure out what apple trees I want. So digging the holes for those apple trees and planting them, that will be physical work. I truly believe that we as human beings are meant to work. I believe our natural state is working. I just don't think that our natural state is the work that we're doing now as human beings. I don't think we're meant to live the way we live. I don't think, I mean, but historically, if you look at human beings, we've always done work. How many miles did our ancestors walk in their lifetime? How many seeds did they plant? And animals did they care for? And hunt and run and build. I mean, really, I started to notice this in my generation. I'm Gen X, and then I'm the younger end of it. And I noticed it in Gen X, and then moving downward into like the millennials. And then obviously it's continuing, but when I was young, it seemed like every guy I knew how to build stuff or fix stuff. They could either fix a car, fix a house, or fix both. And now a lot of them can't. I remember, like 15-ish years ago, I was redoing a house and my dad was helping me because it needed like electric and plumbing, and that's not in my wheelhouse. And then my next door neighbor, who was also a woman, was doing the same thing. And there was a guy across the street, about my age. He was like 30-ish, worked out, very physically fit, and he was always amazed because he saw us two girls doing all of these things. He would see us hauling out carpet and ripping out floors and, and doing these things. And he's like, wow, he's like, that's amazing that you women can do that. He's like, I couldn't do any of that. And I'm like, yes, you could if you tried. And so for me, I mean, I just always kind of thought that. And I've noticed that less people do know how to build, repair, fix. And I mean, to some extent with like cars now, it's because cars themselves have changed. My uncle used to rebuild cars, and we had a close family friend who did too. Like, they could rebuild like classic cars from the ground up, paint them and motors and all of it. And neither of them would be able to fix today's car. They're not going to be able to fix a 2025 car because they don't have the equipment and everything. And cars are different. So, but, to not know how to use a screwdriver or a hammer, or do some of the simplest things. And I just feel like our natural state is working, and it is doing, it is, cooking and building and creating. So a simple life, that's what we should be doing. We should be learning to live a simple life. And again, not every part of my life is simple. I still have to go to work and everything. But one thing I like about Shift is that I can kind of create my own schedule. So there's that. But also, a simple life has less needs. It has, it's not that I don't have needs, it's that I don't have these huge needs. I need clothing that is comfortable and fits well to wear on my body. I don't need anything fancy. I need a home. I have a 400 square foot home. I don't need a 30,000 square foot home. I don't need a mansion. I don't need that. I have a car to get me from point A to point B. I wish I didn't need a car, but I do. You are one of the lucky people who don't. Yay, you. So happy for you. But I am in a rural area in America. Our public transportation sucks in the city. We certainly don't have it in a rural area. It's not like I'm in Japan where I can, walk to the train station and take it to the next town over or something. That would be a long walk. I am I think 32-minute drive to the train station, 32-minute drive to the closest public transit. So, yeah. Anyways, learn to live a simple life. And again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe. I'll see y'all tomorrow.